This is the Roulette Master, and I just received an incredible email from a guy named Jesse, and he says he has a groundbreaking new roulette system that's unlike anything you've played before. I'm really excited to share it with you because he says he's winning nonstop with this, and today we're going to put it in a head-to-head matchup with Sonny's Lucky 26, and I can't wait to see which one makes the most money. I think both these systems are going to do great today. Let's go ahead and get started with Sonny's Lucky 26 first, and we'll start with two $12 bets up here on second and third column, and then we'll also have a dollar bet on 0 If you want to play out this on automated, you could just put $1 and split the 0 and then put $6 bets on the second and third column. So let's go ahead and spin. I'll give you the bankrolls for both of those amounts, and here we go. That's a 12 red. Okay, that's a nice $10 win. So we're up $10. We'll just rebet and spin with this until we lose, and then I'll share with you what to do next. Okay, that's a 34 red. And that's a loss, so we'll double up. And this is a $2,000 bankroll, but if you want to use a $1,000 bankroll playing automated, again, you can just put the dollar on the 0 split and then $6 instead of 12 on the second and third column. And we're starting out with a lot of losses with nice coverage. But let's turn it around right now and get some money here. There's a win on 17 black in the second column. That's a $40 win. We'll just reset or rebet. We're not ready to reset till we get 2 wins here. And that's a 5 red. That should be good. Okay, there's a win, and we're up $12. We're going to reset back to 26. Usually you make more than that, but we had a bunch of losses there. So we're happy to be up. And now let's build our profits back up again with Sonny's Lucky 26. Here we go. That's a 13 black. And that's a loss. And again, we're having way more losses than normal, but that happens sometimes when you're playing, so you have to be ready for it. And let's see what we get here. That's a 12 red. Nice, that's a win there. So let's go ahead and get our second win at 52, and then we'll reset back to 26. It's headed for the 0. It hit the 28 black. And unfortunately, that's another loss. So that's why we have a bankroll. Again, $2,000 bankroll with the setup we have right here. $1,000 bankroll if you want to use split the 0 with $1 and then put $6 on the second and third column. So that's a $40 win. We need a second one of those, and then we can go ahead and reset and then start making some more money at base level. That's a good win on 14 red. Okay, we're up $34. Let's go back to where we started at 26. And let's spin. Again, this is Sonny's Lucky 26. A new system from Jesse's coming up. He says it's groundbreaking, different than anything you've ever seen before. So make sure you stick around for that. And let's double up after that loss. We'll go from 26 to 52. And here we go. That's a 10 black. And that's another loss, which is why you have to have that bankroll. It's very important. And again, if 2,000 is too much, just do the $1,000 bankroll and use the half the bets on second, third column and half the bets on 0 Another loss. So we double up and spin. And again, we're getting way more losses than normal with this kind of coverage. But again, you have to be ready for that because a lot of times that's what happens when you play roulette. You see stuff that you don't think should happen, but it does. So let's get back-to-back wins here so we can reset. That's a 6 black. That's a nice win of $80. We're up 12. Normally we would be up more than that, but we've had a ton of losses. So just wait and see. Once we get a bunch of wins here, without having all these crazy losses, the profits will escalate. So let's go ahead and do that and spin. And we have a long ways to go with this one. Now we're 3.5 minutes in and out of 10, and that's a $10 win. So we're up 22. Let's rebet and spin. And let's make some profit here with Sonny's Lucky 26. It tried to hit the 0, but unfortunately it hit the 1. And some of those numbers around the 0 are not fantastic for this system, like the 28 and the 1 around the 0 or the 0. But that's okay. That's why we have a bankroll. That's a 13 black. We lost again. So again, having much more losses than what you would normally expect with this kind of coverage. But our bankroll has saved us so far. That's a 21 red. There's one win at 40, so let's get a second one at 104, and then we'll reset back to 26. and then build our bankroll up and hopefully get some wins at base level. There's a second win, and we're only up $24 so far, but that's a lot better than being down. And you don't want to try to get multiple wins because that could reduce your chances of keeping your bankroll. And we want to hold on to that. That's a 17 black. But we should start getting a bunch of wins at base level. We're up 34. So maybe we can get a bunch of wins in a row now. Or, again, some wins after one loss, and that would really help our profits. That's a 27 red. Another nice win. So now we're up 44, and we've been patient. Now let's see if it pays off for us. I think it will. Okay, that's a 6 black. That's another win. We're at $54. And let's rebet and spin. All right, here we go. Let's head for the 0. And it hit the 0. And it's nice when you're betting on the zeros to actually hit the zeros. And we're up $64. And here we go. A lot of people at my casino bet on the zeros or around the zeros and the zeros. Tried to hit the 0 again there, and that's a 9 red. $10 win, up $74. And let's rebet and spin. Here we go. Okay, that's a 19 red. Okay, that is a loss. Let's go ahead and double up and spin, and let's see what we get here. Here we go. That's a 19 red. Another loss. And again, this is why we have our bankroll. Let's double up to 104 and spin. And Sonny likes to cash out early, so once he makes $100 to $200 profit, and depending on the day what he's happy with, he cashes out and declares victory over the casino before the casino can declare victory over him. And that's a smart way to do it. That's a 12 red. And that's a nice $40 win there. So you can see we're up $76 now. We're going to drop back to 26 and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 4 black. And that's another loss. So we'll double up 26 to 52. If we could get some more wins at 52, that would help our profit levels also. Let's see if we can do that. And that's a 30 red. That's a nice win. So we'll go ahead and rebet. Or we're not going to double again, but we're going to rebet, try to get our second win here. And that's a win on 35 black. We'll take it. Okay, we're up $90 now. You can see it's starting to climb. We'll go back to 26 where we started and spin. Here we go. Okay, that's a 34 red. All right, and that is a $26 loss there. So we'll go ahead and double up and spin. And actually, if you don't want to do a $1,000 bankroll, if you're playing automated, you could put a 50-cent bet on the 0-0-0 split, and then you could put $3 on the second and third column with the $500 bankroll. So that'd be an option for you also if you're playing automated roulette. That's a 24 black. That's a $20 win. You can see we're up 84. Let's try to get a second win here, and then we can reset. Okay, that's an 11 black. There we go. We're up 104, and let's go back to 26 and reset again and spin. So again, those are your three options. $2,000 bankroll with what we have right now, $26 starting bet. It's a 21 red. Or you can do a $1,000 bankroll with the dollar split on the 0-0-0 and $6 on second and third column. Or you could put the 50-cent bet on automated on the split on the 0-0-0. And then you could put $3 on the second and third column. Okay, we lost that one. Let's double up and spin, and let's see what we get here. Okay, that's a 26 black. That's a nice win of 20. We're up 108. And let's rebet and spin. Here we go. Okay, that's a 7 red. Okay, we lost that one. So let's double up again from 52 to 104. And it's really important that you have the appropriate bankroll. So make sure you pick the appropriate starting bet that matches up with the bankroll that you're comfortable with. And let's go ahead and double up again to 208 and spin. And let's see if we can get a win here. That's a good one, 36 red. We just need one more of those. You can see temporarily it dropped us back a little bit, but if we get a win here, we'll be back over $100 profit again. And that's a 6 black. That should be a win. Okay, so now we're back up 112, and we're going to drop back to $26 where we started, which is again $12 on second and third column each. There it is, and then $1 on 000, and here we go. That's a loss on 34 red. So let's go ahead and double up from 26 to 52, then try to get our 2 wins and spin. That's a 24 black. Okay, that's a nice win of $20. We're up 106. We're going to try to get a second win before resetting here. And here we go. That's an 8 black there, and that should be a win. All right, fantastic. So we're up $126 with Sunny's Lucky 26. Let me know what you think of this down in the comments as usual. And now it's time for that new system of the day from Jesse. I know you guys have all been waiting for. Let's jump right into it and get started. Here we go. All right, the time is finally here for Jesse's new system of the day. This is called Jesse's Roulette Recipe, and you don't want to miss out on this one. He says it's groundbreaking, and he's winning with it every day. Let's go ahead and get started. We're just going to start with a $10 bet on 1 to 18. And then I'll share with you what we do on wins and losses and how you can make this system work for you. That's a 31 black. Okay, we lost the first spin. So what we're going to do now is increase that bet from 10 to 20, and then we're going to add a $20 bet on even. And let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. That's a 4 black. Fantastic. We got the win there. So you can see we're up $30, and we're going to restart with $10 on 1 to 18. Now, when we have more losses, we're going to place more bets. And you'll see how that works as we go through. That's a 36 red. And that's a loss. So we're going to go ahead and take that 10 to 20 and then add a $20 bet on even. And let's spin. There we go. That's a 22 black. Okay, that is a break even. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the money that we had on even, which is $20, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to move that to red. And then spin. And here we go. So we have 20 on 1 to 18 and then 20 on red, and that's a 7 red. And that's a $40 win. So you can see now we're up $60. We're going to go back to 1 to 18 for 10 and spin. And then I'll share with you when you can go ahead and switch sides on this. But there's a lot more to this that you're going to see as we go through. Okay, that is a $10 loss. And this is not a doubling strategy, so you'll see that more as we go through. We lost it 10 on 1 to 18. So we're going to put 20 on even and 20 on 1 to 18 on this spin. And that's a 10 black. That's a $40 win. So we're up $90, and we'll put a $10 bet on 1 to 18. All right, here we go. That's a 1 red. And we'll take that win. So let's just go ahead and rebet the $10 on 1 to 18. We're up $100. And here we go. That's a 34 red. And that is a loss. So we're going to go ahead and take the 10 to 20 and then put a $20 bet on even. And here we go. And that's a 0. So we definitely lost both of them there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that 1 to 18 to 40, the even to 40, and then we're going to add a $40 bet on red. And we haven't hit any of those yet. So let's go ahead and spin. That's a 14 red. And we hit all three. That's a $120 win. And once you hit all three, you switch sides. And we're up $170 now. So we're going to start on 19 to 36 now for 10. And let's spin. That's a 9 red. And we lost that one. So we're going to go ahead and take the 10 to 20 and to put a $20 bet on odd here. And that's a 29 black. Fantastic. That's a $40 win. Now we're up $200. And we hit all three, black, odd, and 19 to 36. So we're going to go back to 1 to 18 for 10. And let's go ahead and spin. That's a 32 red. and that's a loss. So let's go ahead and take that 10 to 20 and then put 20 on even. And once we lose on all three, you need to make sure you stick around to see what happens if you lose on all three. Okay, that's another loss. So now all three of these bets go to 40. All right, just like that, and let's spin. All right, here we go. That's a 2 black. Okay, that's a $40 win. So here's what we're going to do. So we're up 190. We're not in session profit. We have 40 on 1 to 18 that won, and then we have 40 on even that won, and then we have 40 on red that lost. We're going to take the 40 on each of those, and we're going to move it to red. So that's basically the $40 bet on 1 to 18, the $40 bet on even, plus the 40 here. That's $120. We're going to go ahead and move to red, and let's go ahead and spin. There it is, 23 red. Fantastic. It's a $120 win. We're at $310, and we did not hit all three, so we'll stay on the low side and spin. Once we hit 1 to 18 even in red, we'll switch it all of the bets to the other side, and that's a 28 black. Okay, we lost that one. Let's go ahead and take that to 20 and then put 20 on even, and let's go ahead and spin. But anytime you're in session profit, you don't need to do the last move that we did there. So make sure we pay attention to that as we go through. So now we're going to have 40 on all three, and let's spin. All right, here we go. Okay, that's a 0. We definitely lost all three. Okay, so since we lost all three, what we're going to do is we're going to go from 40 to 60 on each. So we went 10, 20, 40, now $60 on each. We're at 180 total bet. That's a 13 black, and I think we only won one of those. And that's a $60 loss. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the money that was on 1 to 18, which we won, and we're going to move it to even in red. And that was $60. So that means we can move 30 each to even in red. And then let's spin. And here we go, because that was a $60 bet there. And that's a 6 black. And that's a break even. So now we're going to move all the money that was on even to red. And that was $90. So now you see we have 90 on red. Now it's going to go to 180 on red. And let's spin. And we lost that one. That's a 35 black. Okay. So we're just going to go up 2 units. And we're going to go from 180 to 200. And let's spin. That's a 1 red. That's a $200 win. We're back down to only up $100. So if this happens, once you get the win on the color, if you're not in session profit, now you need to go ahead and restart. But we're going to restart with a higher amount. So we're going to start with $20 bets instead of $10 bets. And let's go ahead and spin. Let's see if we can get a win here. And that's a 36 red. That's a loss. Okay, so we're going to go ahead now, and this time we're going to go 20 to 40 on both these, on 1 to 18 and even. Let's see if we can build it back up here. And we got the even. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take the money that was on even, and that was $40, and we're going to add that to 1 to 18. Actually, I'm sorry, we'll put 20 of that on 1 to 18, and then we're going to have a $60 bet on red to match 1 to 18. All right, let's go ahead and spin. So if you have 2 bets left that haven't hit yet, you're going to put half on each. And that's a 23 red. And we broke even, so we're going to take all the money that was on red, which was $60, and we're going to put that on 1 to 18. Okay, let's go ahead and spin, and let's see if we can get a low number here. And we did. That's a 16 red. Fantastic. Okay, so if we were to lose that, now we're back up 230. If we were to lose that, we'd restart with a with a $30 bet instead of a $20 bet. So let's see, that we hit all three there, so we're going to go 19 to 36 for 10 and spend. All right, let's see what we get here. Okay, that's a win on 26 black. Okay, so we'll just repeat that $10 bet on 19 to 36 and spin. And again, if you hit all three of those, you're going to switch to the other side. I don't think we did. Let me check. No, we didn't, because we didn't hit odd. So we hit 19 to 36 there, so it'll go to 20 and then 20 on odd. And let's spin. And that's a good one. 31 black. And that's a $40 win. We're up $270. And the time is up. So both those systems did really well today. This one made more money and was the champion today. But let me know what you think of both of these systems down in the comments. And let me know what you think of this revolutionary new betting method by Jesse. And also, if you're going on a casino adventure anytime soon, if you have anything planned, share with everybody in the comments where you're going and what you're doing. And let's try to make everybody else's vacation better by sharing our experiences. And I love that. And I hope you guys are enjoying that part of this on the channel as well. Because all I think about when I get home from vacation is where I'm going next and what casino adventure I'm going on next. So let's keep sharing with people how to make their vacations better in the comments. And let people know what you think of these systems. And then remember to send your systems in to roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. We do this every single day of the week, 365 days of the year in the search for the best roulette system possible. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.